we want to mark our level of fasting. What are the levels of fasting? See, fasting, my dear sister, is a physical act, though it brings spiritual benefits. And that benefit is the main benefit. The fruit is taqwa. Now, the three types of fast are which? Ordinary fast, special fast, and extra special fast, called as Siyamul Awam, Siyamul Khawas, and Siyamul Khawasul Khawas. Right? The basic, the moral, and the spiritual. Ordinary, special, and elite, or extra special. Whatever name one wants to give. And there are many scholars who have, given the different titles and the different names to these three types of fast. The basic, what is the basic level of fast? Which is meeting the minimum requirement. What is the minimum requirement of fasting? Refraining from food, drink, and intimate relationships. Right? This is the fasting of the stomach and the private parts. It's a routine of the lay people, general masses, but beyond that, there is no transformation. Just so ordinary that it's just so ordinary, the fast, that, it's a struggle against the physical body, the physical animal desires, looking at the time, all the time, looking at, what is there for iftar and what's the time now, how many more hours to go. That's the basic fasting. Okay, moving on to the special type of fast. And this is the fast, not just of food and drink and intimate relations, but it is the fasting of the limbs. They humble. The eyes, the ears, the tongue, the hands, the feet, and all other organs of the body. And the ability to say no to desires, not to be impulsive. The tongue fasts for Allah. And the different parts of the body also fast for Allah. Thinking before one speaks, planning to get the best out of each fast. So one who fulfills the level 1, and then after that refrains from haram looks, the lowering of the gaze, the humble speech, no swearing, no backbiting, no gossiping, no profanity. Ears don't hear the haram. Hands, feet are abstention, avoiding from going to the haram. Entire physical body also stays away from the haram. So this second level is rising above the basic animal instinct. The eyes are lowered, the tongue is guarded, hearing is protected, no vulgar language, no music, no movies, constricted social media accounts only for Islamic updates, that also as minimum as possible. Habits are changed, person is trying hard. So fasting helps develop this ability to control the spiritual muscle, very conscious efforts. And this is the special fast. Okay. Now we move on to the third and the best and the extraordinary, or the extra special, or the elite fast. Now what is this? And this is of the select, and a small group falls into this category. The fasting of the heart and the soul. Right from the intentions, the heart, mind, body, and the soul, every part is involved. And the focus is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Thinking of pleasing Allah all the time, not out of compulsion. It's beyond duty, out of the love of Allah. My Lord has given me so much. My Lord has given me this opportunity to be there in Ramadan, which everyone doesn't get this opportunity. Shouldn't I be grateful? It's a state of remembrance. It's in a constant state of ihsan, state of khushu. It's a state of khushu. There are no distractions. Striving to perfect the salah, striving to perfect the qiyam, the tahajjud. So it's a physical, spiritual, and intellectually occupied with Allah. So it's a combination of 1 and 2 and adding a third dimension to it. It's conquering of the thoughts, getting rid of the negative thoughts. Positive energy flows, raising the bar, pleasing Allah, steady connection with Allah, purification, where you reach a pure heart and a pure soul. Qalbun Salim and Nafse Mutmainna. And Allah says, Illa man atallaha bi qalbun salim. Yawma la yanfa'u malu wala banun illa man atallaha bi qalbin salim. On that day, nothing will prosper. Nothing will be of any help on that day, except those who bring to Allah a pure heart, a qalbun salim, my dear sisters. We beg to Allah to help us to reach the beautiful level of Qalbun Salim this Ramadan. And also with the best level of fasting, extraordinary, extra special, the elite fast, we reach a level of Nafse Mutmainna. Irji'i ila rabbika radiyatam mardiya fadkhuli fi ibadi wadkhuli jannati. Where Allah will welcome such a soul, invite such a soul, come, enter into my Jannah. So my dear sisters, we strive to attain this kind of fasting, the best level of fasting. So the level 1 is you fast, yet you observe, yet, one fast the level 1, yet does not observe the hijab, unnecessary talking to the opposite gender, listening to the music, swearing, ill-treating the maids, jurisprudentially, legally valid fast, but it's a very poor fast. It's a very lower level of fasting. Many may gain nothing but hunger and thirst. That's just like the animals, Then the physical fast burns the fat and removes the toxins. We know that. Spiritual fast also does that. The same to the mind and the heart. Not just that. In fact, once the cup is empty, the heart is clean from the dirt, the black spots, the sins and the blemishes, then one fills in the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, drinking from the divine cups of spirituality. The different hours of spirituality, even in the time frame of Ramadan. The entire month is full of barakah, but yet there are some beautiful hours that we are going to discuss that we should not miss out on, my dear sisters. So fasting of the heart is better than the fasting of the tongue, and that is better than the fasting of the stomach. So the best is the heart's abstention and connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Interestingly, between the 2 and the 3 is the same. Some may be able to stay away from sins, carefully guarding what they speak. They do not watch the wrong things. They do not hear the wrong things. Yet the entire day only thinking about iftar, spending countless hours preparing for the meal of iftar. So this is not the fasting of the heart, occupied in the food. Though it's not a sin, it's definitely not the best, my dear sisters, because I have seen how many of my beloved sisters are constantly involved. So many hours of their day in Ramadan goes only in the lavish iftar preparations. So mind you, how much time and effort you and I are putting in. We rather put in efforts, quick preparation. Okay, we are allowed to have the best, but there is some kind of restriction we should struggle for. And the family members also have to be trained for that. Inshallah, if we explain to them that how much we can do, the time that we would otherwise spend in the lavish preparations, we can do quick and instant preparation and spend that much time in ibadah and doing something concrete for our souls and our hearts to attain nafs mutmainna and qalbun salim, inshallah. So mark which level of fasting you are out of the 3 levels of fasting. In fact, my dear sisters, this particular thing, even to a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, if you explain to them the 3 levels of fasting and you ask your child and your family, which level do you want to attain? Even the 10-year and the 11-year-old and even the youngers at time with a better understanding will say, Mom, I want to attain the best level. You see? So, my dear sisters, we explain to the children the importance of the levels of fasting and strive to attain